into this first story here that happened at the Burning Man Festival. So for those who are not familiar with Burning Man is one of those festivals, like some people will say it's similar to Coachella, but not really. Burning Man's a little bit more trippy, so to speak. You know, they have all these different festivals, like there's been Woodstock, right? There's Coachella, there's Burning Man. Burning Man is kind of one of these festivals that you go to, I guess, really release yourself, so to speak, right? So there's a lot of love, and I think there's a lot of drugs too, and all this kind of stuff, but more artsy, trippy kind of way, right? And they usually set something on fire at Burning Man, like a giant object on fire, right? So apparently this year for Burning Man, it was not so good for those festival goers. Now, this came from Raw Alerts. I got a couple of videos to show you here in reference to what happened there. Burning Man Festival declares national emergency as 73,000 campers are trapped and urged to shelter in place amid flooding crisis. So this is in Nevada. Currently, more than 73,000 festival attendees and campers are trapped with no access in or out of the Burning Man Festival that takes place in Black Rock City, Nevada. This situation has arisen after a heavy overnight rainstorm transformed the once dry, dusty desert into an undrivable mud pit, causing disastrous conditions. Festival goers have been asked to shelter in place and conserve food and water due to poor conditions. Travelers were informed that Burning Man Festival is closed and anyone heading to the festival will be turned away as a national emergency has been declared at the festival. Now, I want to correct something here for a second. The festival itself cannot declare a national emergency. The emergency, from what I understand, came from the state of Nevada. So I just want to correct that there. But I do want to show you the video, and I have to play this on mute because of the music. So these are the muddy conditions at Burning Man. And as you'll notice, there is not much burning right now. Not much happening there. Very muddy. And remember, they were not allowing people in. So, and you couldn't drive through it. So you'll see this here. So people had to walk to get out of there. There's the rainbow, though. There's the rainbow. So, yeah, now that's just one video. I want to show you more. And then I'm going to show you what happened in Las Vegas as well, because these are all connected. Here's another one here. This is from Tess. It says Burning Man attendees were told to shelter in place, no bikes or cars in or out. Since the placa is a muddy mess right now, some folks are walking 5 miles in order to avoid being trapped inside with 70,000 plus other people and very limited resources. So for those asking, why did some people walk 5 miles? Because it was either you walk 5 miles to get out of there, or you stay there and hope you have enough food and water to last however long you're going to end up being there. So that's just, I would walk the 5 miles. I would walk the 5 miles. So I want to show you this video here. And I think I got to mute this one too because of the music. But you see Escaping Burning Man 2023. You see it's pretty much vacant now. Walking in the mud. Now, walking in mud is not easy. So it says we walked where we're headed. So again, you guys got to remember with Burning Man, this is in the middle of the desert. So it's not like you can just hail an Uber. It doesn't work like that. So they have to. So you see, finally, we can see the freeway. So that's where people were walking to. By the way, there were celebrities there too. Like Chris Rock was there. I think, wasn't Chris Brown? I think someone said Chris Brown was there, but there were celebrities there as well. Like this used to be more of like a I guess more like a low key, like working class kind of event to attend, but it's become more hoity toity the past couple of years where a lot of rich people go to this now, you know? Yeah, so it's changed. But that's the couple there. And they finally said they hitched a ride to the nearest restaurant. And that was the other thing. Would they have enough food to last, right? Yeah. So definitely, I mean, it doesn't look like they had much of a good time. Now, there's another thing I want to show you here, and this is concerning. This is from Eric. Eric says, lack of working toilets at Burning Man. This worries me the most. Food and water can be airdropped, worst case, but lack of working porta potty toilets at Burning Man due to the flooding could spell complete disaster. If people can't evacuate, toilets can't be fixed. Granted, some RVs with their own toilets, but half of the 70,000 people stuck there do not. If the sewage builds up and more rain arrives to wash the raw sewage through the 70K person makeshift city, then there could be an infectious issue in a week. Thus, more rain Sunday means worst case scenario could be a reality if we don't act fast to airlift the toilets into BRC or fix the porta potty crisis ASAP. So here's the pictures here of the porta potties. It said also, this is from Chris Rock, by the way. He was there. I think he hitched a ride. Also, from what I understand, because of the flooding, the porta potties reportedly can't be emptied. And because the gates are closed, people can't get in to fill generators or deliver supplies. So that's something else to keep in mind. And then here's another picture here that says the attendees who remain at the event report filthy, flooded conditions at their campsites, which are so muddy that vehicles cannot travel through, and porta potties that cannot be serviced due to the rain. Even celebrity attendees like Chris Brown and Diplo reported walking 5 miles and hitching a ride with fans to get out of the area. So yeah, this is a serious thing. Like, I don't know if you guys are into camping. Like I do go camping, not often, but I do go camping at least once a year, or try to at least once a year. And there's nothing worse than being, stuck at a camp in heavy rain. Nothing worse than that. Now, how is this connected to Las Vegas? Because apparently there was flooding in Las Vegas as well. And I want to show you this video here. Bus struggles to navigate Las Vegas after the flash flood. This is in the middle of that. Remember, Vegas is in a desert. Yes, people, it's a strip with lots of casinos, but at the end of the day, it's a desert. Look at this video.
Over there, that construction in a way that did the same thing she did, but it kept going. Look at it, see? Yes. It's floating. They're going. They're driving. They're like, we're going. We're out of here.
This is the Vegas Strip.
No one's in that car. Nobody's in that car.
I hope so. Hey, they're gonna be next.
You see this?
They're next. The little car with the bus behind.
Sebastian said FEMA got no money. So you guys, this is the thing that we need to talk about here. How are they going to fix this? Because remember, Nevada is not used to this. Like, if this happened on the East Coast, especially down south, if this happened in Florida, they know how to deal with this, right? If this happened in like North Carolina, they know how to deal with flooding. But Nevada? So they're going to need some help, right? But according to the Biden administration, FEMA doesn't have that much money. Let's continue this video.
Oh my gosh! Stop! What are you doing? Oh my god! You guys see the part? What are you doing, bro?
What a
By the way, do not attempt this. Don't ever attempt this.
idiot.
Come on, you're making it worse. What the?
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Come on! Although there's people in that car! Oh my god! Are you fucking kidding me? Are there people in that car? No, I think there's people out of the car. Oh my god. Oh my god, they were crazy. People are crazy right now.
Like, I can't believe this. Even this guy, like, what are you doing?
He's gonna hit the car.
You know why you don't do this, guys? So I've gone through a lot of hurricanes, right? Because I used to live in the Southeast. You know why you don't do this? Because look at these clouds. You see these clouds? They're gray up here. More rain could be on its way. So if you get another powerful rainstorm come through and the water increases so fast, you may not be able to get out of this car. So you don't do that. And try to open a car door in a body full of water. That too, JB, you flood the engine. Exactly. Right? So this isn't safe. But again, they're not used to this. So I think they just don't know what to do.
Oh god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is crazy. Please, I wish people would just not get on top of your car and
People don't know what to do.
I'm trying to drive through it and then making it worse on other cars. This is ridiculous. We could just push his car.
Man, yeah, don't attempt that at home. Don't do that. And there's another video I wanted to show you here. Now, because people are making this connection. Now, it could just be a coincidence. It may not be related at all. But people are making this connection because they remember when climate protesters were protesting the Burning Man festival. Let's take you back to this video here. Climate protesters shut down Burning Man. Rangers rammed through the blockade. So I want to look at the signs here. General strike for climate. Abolish capitalism. Burners of the world. So look at this. Again, could just be a coincidence.
Cool. Great artwork.
So they blocked. We're just going to scoot up here for a second.
We could do better with what?
With everything.
No, I know that, but what the fuck are you doing? There's a traffic jam 10 miles down there.
You guys are out of your fucking mind. People going around like gas, water, like.
Yeah, you're telling us.
So you know nothing. You know nothing.
More
Like,
gas
cool, you're
by
making a
gas.
fucking stand. We're all trying to go fucking burn. This has been hours and hours of bullshit to get to this fucking
I've done
point.
it myself.
Oh, good, but you should fucking know better than this.
He said we're all trying to go burn. I'm sorry, that part was kind of funny. So those are the people trying to go to the Burning Man festival. And it's just interesting how you had the climate protesters there before the event started, people upset with the climate protesters blocking the road, and then come to find out they had to turn around and leave the festival anyway because of the storms that were coming. So I don't know if this is karma or if it's just a coincidence or what, but this is something that people were pointing out. Now listen to this.
You should fucking know better than this. This is
Ass
fucking
clowns.
bullshit. Like, what do you think?
Nummer 43. Mit Mimi, genau.
Now she's tied, she changed herself to the chair. And then I just want to scoot forward here because this is where it gets kind of, people get a little angry. Again, this all happened before the event.
Fucking mess.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Dude.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You gotta get along.
You can't block the road. You can't block the fucking road.
You're going to hurt someone.
I don't care.
Look,
You're
there's
hurting
traffic
everyone.
coming.
There's people with medical problems here, and you want them to be in the fucking hot sun.
They called the cops.
The truck says, I got 4-wheel drive. This is the thing with people that have trucks, especially like here too, when we get snowstorms in Massachusetts. People that have trucks, like they forget sometimes during a snowstorm that like everybody else doesn't have 4-wheel drive. So like they'll just gun it on like I-90 or 93. And then us and those of us that have cars, we're just kind of like, hey, you're pushing all that snow into my front like windshield. I don't have 4-wheel drive, man. I can't plow past like that. But the truck driver guy's like, I got this.
Yeah. Call the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops. Who says we're not the cops? Call the cops. Show me your badge. Call the cops. Call the cops. You guys are fucking clowns.
Walk into the entrance right now. Walk in. Get over here.
5 fucking people together.
Wait for the cops.
No, the cops are coming.
They're right over there.
Right now.
Oh, we're not burners?
Wait for the cops.
You're putting my life
Oh, well
at
then you
risk.
can fuck off.
Whoa! This is burning, man!
Yes.
This is burning,
No,
man!
this is a road.
This is burning, man! Are you
Now, remember, she's chained to the pole. So it's just, and this is one of those things, you know, I 100% stand for protests. Like I've protested multiple times. Like I am an activist. I do stand for those things. For people that consider climate to be an existential threat, for them, blocking a road, it's worth doing because they're saying that, like, look, this is an existential threat. And so we don't care that you're trying to go to this event. We want to stop you in your tracks where you are right now and convince you to turn around. Now, obviously, a lot of these people have driven for miles through the desert. They've gotten this far. They're most likely not going to turn around, right? But what was crazy, the irony of all of this is that they still had to leave the festival. And that's why I wanted to make the connection between the two, that climate protest that happened, people going to the festival, but then had to turn around and leave the festival anyway. So I don't know. It's like an Alanis Morissette moment, right? Like, isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's just really, it's weird. It's wild. But that is the thing that people have to understand. I try to get people to understand both sides. For people who do consider this to be a serious threat, they don't see a problem with blocking the road. For the people who want to go to the festival, they're like, I spent all this money on this festival. I've driven this far. You guys you can protest, but don't block off the road and let us continue going where we're going, right? So I'm trying to get you to understand both sides of that type of situation. Me personally, in reference to protesting, I personally don't feel comfortable standing in the middle of the road, blocking off a road. Because some of these protests that I've seen and that I've been at, there are some people who are in their cars who will try to run you over. They don't care. Like, will try to run you over. So for me, I won't stand in the middle of the road. I'll come out and protest with you, but I probably would have been on the sideline over there. But that's just me. But to them, they're willing to take that risk because they're like, no, this is such a serious issue. We're going to take the risk here. Eventually, the cops showed up and had the protesters leave because they were blocking the road. But I wonder how you guys feel about all this. Is it ironic? Is it karma? Or is it all just a coincidence? Burning Man is not what it used to be. Like I said, some of these festivals that started off as kind of like artsy, like hippie, even Woodstock, right? Woodstock originally was more like hippie, like, you know, Mother Earth, embrace the nature kind of thing. And then they've created Woodstock again in the 90s. I think it was the 90s they did another Woodstock. And I think they did another one after that. But then it started to become just kind of like this event that like elite kind of college kids went to. And it wasn't as, I don't know. It wasn't as cool when it was just more authentic, right? So once it becomes a brand, it's not cool anymore. Not cool anymore, in my opinion. But yeah, that happened. So for those of you that live out that way, I hope you are okay. Shout out to P. Smith for becoming a Sabby member. Whoop, whoop. Thank you, Warren, for the super chat. So climate protesters didn't prevent Burning Man, but climate did. Hashtag quick serve karma. I know, right? Isn't this an interesting story? At least I thought it was. Shout out to Ooey, says the climate is changing because of solar flares or eruptions. It is the cosmos affecting the climate. The magnetic poles are weakening and shifting. It has nothing to do with activity on Earth. Interesting. I have to say allegedly because we're on YouTube. And Money Making Bear, thank you. I live in Phoenix and just left Vegas recently. We get heavy rain like that. The water recedes within a few hours after the rain stops. Interesting. Well, why were people acting like that, Money Making Bear? You know you don't drive through the water like that. Not you, but the people. So yeah, really interesting. Interesting.